never beat me. Go, Pikachu!
It revived my spirits.
Pokemon World is a world of the demonic.
So yeah, welcome to the first episode of Nostalgia Trippin'. This is gonna be like my first series on the channel. I know a bunch of you guys want to send in some theories for the podcast, so I thought this would be the perfect series for you guys to send me in something you guys like, to send me in something you guys want to talk about, and then we're gonna break them down here. So I'm a huge fan of Pokemon growing up, and I feel like it's only right to start this series off with Pokemon. Without further ado, let's get into the first theory.
Hey Carlos, there is a pretty dark theory that Ash is actually in a coma for the entirety of the show after accidentally getting struck by Pikachu in the early episodes. What are your thoughts?
So there's a theory, the reason Ash never ages in the Pokemon series is because he's actually in a coma. So in the first episode of Pokemon, Ash is being chased by a flock of Spearow with Pikachu. Now Ash crashes his bike just as the Spearow are gonna attack Ash. Pikachu jumps into the way and uses Thunderbolt to save him. It's shown that when Pikachu used Thunderbolt, it created a huge explosion of electricity, and there's speculation that the voltage and all of that electricity almost killed Ash and put him into a coma. Now have you guys ever wondered why there's always so many Nurse Joys and Officer Jennys? Now, this goes hand in hand with the theory because it's said that the reason Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny are always reoccurring faces is because Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny were the last two faces Ash saw before slipping into the coma. If you think about it, it makes sense because during an emergency, he would have seen a police officer or a nurse on his way to the hospital. Now, if you think about it even more, the whole Pokemon show is almost like a child's dream. It's a perfect adventure where any situation or any problem Ash and the gang get into, they find a way to get out and everything works out fine. Even if you look at Team Rocket, they're not even that menacing. They're supposed to be these hardened criminals. Any situation Ash and the gang are put into, they always end up with a happy ending. So maybe these details have some truth to the theory, but who knows?
Yo, what's up, Carlos? I just wanted to know if you knew about this theory that I've known about since I was a kid. It's called the Lavender Town Syndrome theory. So basically, in like the older Pokemon games, like Pokemon Red and Green, when you reach Lavender Town, the theme music would like play with your mind, message your mind, make some kids do some crazy things. So let me know your thoughts on that.
So there's a theory that the Lavender Town theme in Pokemon caused people to kill themselves. So the theory goes, when Pokemon was first released in Japan, the original Lavender Town theme was created with binaural beats that affect the way you feel. Now, it's said that there were cases of kids that were put into a depression and a suicidal state, causing some of them to even take their lives. Now, since then, Pokemon has taken out the original Lavender Town audio and replaced it without the binaural beats. This is definitely by far the darkest Pokemon conspiracy I heard. Even if you listen to the Lavender Town theme right now, you still kind of get that feeling of like uneasiness. And with the studies of some music frequencies that affect the way we feel and manipulate our mood, it wouldn't be too hard to believe.
Hey Carlos, I heard a theory that the reason why there are barely any adults in the Pokemon franchise is because there was a massive war that wiped them all out. I want to hear what you have to think about this because really, where they at?
So there's a theory that Pokemon takes place after a nuclear war. The reason why you rarely see any adults in Pokemon unless they're old is because all of the healthy adults were recruited for war. This is the reason why all of the Pokemon trainers are either children or teenagers. Now, if you think about it, the whole premises of the game, when Professor Oak gives you your Pokedex, he tells you need to go find all of this information and research of all of these Pokemon. What happened to all of the information before then? And why didn't they have any? So what if they lost all of that information during a war? Also, the theory extends, what if the reason why there's so many new species of Pokemon popping up is because of the nuclear radiation that started to change the DNA of other Pokemon and even mutate non-living things? Like, look at the garbage Pokemon. All the other Pokemon are like animals and wildlife, but some other Pokemon like Muck and the garbage Pokemon are non-living things that came to life. Now, even in the first Pokemon game, you come across a gym leader named Lieutenant Surge, and he says that his Raichu served him in the war. This is proof that there definitely was a war. So maybe the game just takes place after that nuclear war.
What's up, Carlos? So there's this really interesting theory that the Pokemon Cubone is actually a baby Kangaskhan. What do you think?
So there's a theory that Cubone is actually just a baby Kangaskhan wearing its dead mother's skull. In the Pokédex entry, it said that Cubone wears a skull on its head as a way of mourning its dead mother. Now, if you look at the physical features of Cubone, it looks very similar to a baby Kangaskhan. If you think about it, it gets even darker because every single Cubone must be a baby Kangaskhan that lost its mother. And every single Marowak was a Cubone that grew into its mother's skull on its head and is no longer able to take it off. This is definitely one of the darkest Pokemon conspiracies for sure.
Hey Carlos, so there's this theory that Gengar is actually a dead Clefable. This is based on the fact that they both look really similar to each other despite being portrayed as complete opposites throughout the show. What are your thoughts on this theory?
Alright, so there's a theory that Gengar is actually the shadow of Clefable. Now, in the Pokemon games, Clefable is a normal type Pokemon, and Gengar is a ghost type Pokemon. Now, if you were to put both of them in a battle together, they wouldn't be able to touch each other. Now, this makes a lot of sense because you would never be able to touch your own shadow. Now, if you look at a picture of Clefable and a picture of Gengar, they have very similar features. If you look at the spikes on their back, the way they smile, it really is just like a dead version of Clefable. Now, what if every single Gengar is actually just the spirit of a Clefable? So any Clefable that passes away or dies will later become a spirit and become a Gengar.
Yo, what's going on, Carlos? I got a little Pokemon theory for you. Do you think Ditto is a failed Mew clone? You know, Ditto has the ability to transform into any Pokemon, but nobody really knows where it came from. And it has some unique properties, just like Mew, so it's a little bit of a weird one, but let me know your thoughts. Peace.
Alright, so there's a theory that Ditto is actually just a failed experiment of Mew. Now, if you look at the color scheming of Mew and Ditto, they both have the same normal type color and shiny type color. Now, in the Pokemon games, Mew is able to learn a move only one other Pokemon can learn. That move is Transform. The only other Pokemon that can use that move is Ditto, which it's known for. Now, in the game, you can only find Ditto in two places: the Pokemon Mansion and the cave where you find Mewtwo. Now, both of these locations have ties to Mewtwo's experiment. And as we know, Mewtwo was an experiment to try and replicate Mew. So what if all of these rejects and all of these failed experiments ended up in that cave and that mansion?
Hey Carlos, so there's this theory about the Pokemon Mimikyu who are known to be ghosts dressed up as Pikachu, but what if they're not actually ghosts and actually dead Pichu who never got the chance to evolve into Pikachus? Let me know what you think.
So the theory goes that Mimikyu is actually a ghost that possessed a dead Pikachu. Now, in the Pokédex entry, it said that Mimikyu was so jealous of Pikachu's popularity that it took it upon itself to go and possess a dead body of a Pikachu to feel popular. Now, if you look at a picture of a Mimikyu, you can clearly see the description matches up. If not a dead Pikachu, at least a dead Pichu.
What's good, Carlos? Have you heard the theory that the three legendary dogs are actually Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon? Let me know your thoughts on that.
So this theory goes that the legendary dogs Raikou, Suicune, and Entei were actually a Vaporeon, Flareon, and Jolteon. Now in the game, there's a story about 3 dogs that were caught in this fire. Now during a thunderstorm, this tower caught on fire and these dogs were trapped inside. It said that these dogs died in the fire and the legendary bird Ho-Oh was present during this time and resurrected the dogs, turning them into the 3 legendary dogs we know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know how y'all liked it. If any of you guys want to feature on the channel, just hit me up. Send me an email. I'm gonna link it down in the bio. And whoever wants to be a part of the content, y'all are welcome to. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for the support. Later.
Yo, I just saw a flash.
Chill. No, I saw that too.
Nah, chill. It is a... That's what I'm saying.
We're boxing out here in the streets. You already know what it is, man.
No, I just watched Hereditary like a few days ago. Please, I can't do this right now.
Yes, Daddy.
Okay, wait, are we going deep? Are we going like straight?
Nah, we gotta go all the way in, fam. Is it here, fam?
Let's go!
And if you see it, don't look at her and don't go in the tent or else you're gonna be cursed for like 10 years. Oh, what the fuck? Some shit like...
Where's Gabby? Yo, where's Gabby?
Carlos! clicking.
I just saw a flash.
Chill. No, I saw that too.
Nah, chill. It is a peek. That's what I'm saying.
We're boxing out here in the streets. You already know what it is, man.
No, I just watched Hereditary like a few days ago. Please, I can't do this right now.
Yes, Daddy.
Okay, wait, are we going deep? Are we going like straight deep?
Nah, we gotta go all the way in, fam.
Is it here, fam?
Let's go.
And if you see it, don't look at her and don't go in the tent or else you're gonna be cursed for like 10 years. Oh, what the fuck? Some shit like.
Where's Gavin?
Yo, where's Gabby?
Carlos!